Hi everyone, I hope you've been well and you've had a great weekend. For those of you who are new to this channel, thank you for tuning in, and for those who are regulars, welcome back. So today I wanted to do a resin pour, a beach theme pour, and for this board I had it for quite a number of years. It was been sitting in my bathroom as a decorative piece. So before starting with pour, I just gave it a quick sand back and wiped it with a wet cloth to remove any of the dust. So once this was dried, I've taped the back with masking tape, and using a very sharp knife I've cut all around the edges. Now here I am painting the board a little bit so that it has a beach feel to it already. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I wanted a very opaque look and I didn't want the board to shine through the resin. Now you don't have to do the apply the color first. You can do it directly with resin. It just means that you have to put a lot more pigment or color within your resin so that it's quite opaque. So I have already mixed my resin and separated it into different cups, and now I'm simply tinting each of these cups for the colors that I will be pouring on the board. Now you will notice that I've taped the side of the board. Now this is so that when I'm pouring the resin, which is still fluid, that I don't lose all the resin on the side of the board. So once the resin I've finished with the composition and the resin has set a little bit more, I will then remove the tape and touch up the sides as well. So make sure to remove as much of the air bubbles as you can with a torch, and with a heat gun I'm now creating the wave looks on the water. So just play around with the resin until you are happy with the look. As I've mentioned earlier, while I was creating the waves, the resin has had time to set a little bit more, and now I am going around and removing the tape around the board. So this is now allowing for some of the resin to flow down the side without thinning down the top too much. After that, I just simply go around the board with resin and touch up the sides just to make sure that everything is nicely coated. To make sure I have an even layer on the side of the board as well, I heat it up sometimes. It's just so that it helps with resin to flow down. Because by this time the resin is starting to set and becoming a lot more sticky and more difficult to work with. The next morning the resin had set quite nicely. Now I wanted to give it another layer of resin, so I've taped the side up again and repeated the process. By adding the extra layer, I'm able to get a little bit more depth with the layers, especially around the water waves for this piece. Now once I was done with laying down the resin, I've covered it with a plastic Tupperware to make sure that nothing gets into the resin. Now I was so excited to see the board the next day that I completely forgot to record how I removed the tape on the back and how I finished the back. So I will make sure to do this for the next board, and so you can see how I do it. I hope you have enjoyed this video, so if you do, give it a like and I'll see you next time.